Alright guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be our 300 subscriber special. The last one I did was a 100 subscriber special. I wanted to do more, but due to life circumstances I couldn't, and I just can't keep up. But yeah, in this video we're going to be upgrading our $289 budget Xeon PC we made 2 months ago. Right here, this video we got 8.9k views. Thank you guys for all the support, and yeah, we're just going to upgrade it to an AM4 build. So yeah, no more talking, let's go ahead and get into the video. So if you haven't watched that $289 budget PC build video, we had an Intel Xeon 2630 V4 paired with a GTX 1060, 16GB of RAM at 2133 MHz, and a 650 watt power supply with an SSD from KingSpec 512GB. And although I know a lot of you love that PC and enjoyed the video, I just looked at this PC one day and said, wow, this could have a lot more potential. Just because the case was fire, I just wanted to see more results out of the PC. But don't get me wrong, this PC was still fire. You could obviously still play a lot of esports titles and older games on this thing. But yeah, I had two options, either go any type of Intel or AM4. Obviously I chose AM4 because of pricing. I did not want to go AM5. We all could see that those RAM prices are going up. I also was going to go Intel. I do have an i5 8400, but that offered Ryzen 5 2600 performance, and I already did a Ryzen 5 2600. Now since we did go AM4, we went ahead and snagged this B450W motherboard off AliExpress for 36 bucks, and this was a very good deal. Anyone can do this on the holidays. If you just wait, you could get this for very cheap. But one thing that did make me mad was the fact that it came literally damaged. I didn't even bother returning it, I just used it for the build. But yeah, now first things first, we have to take off this old motherboard, so let's go ahead and do that and plop in the new one. All you have to do is remove the 6 screws that are added and also your IO shield, because it's going to be different from the new one we're going to be putting in. And for the new one to go in, just basically do the same thing reverse. Now heading to the description of this motherboard, as you can see, B450W AM4 chipset, and it does support dual channel DDR4 up to 3600 MHz. It only says to use these international brands. And for our IO ports, here's all of that information. Pretty simple board. Right now it's going for about 55 bucks, but you could get it for cheaper, especially on the holidays. For our CPU, we got this off Facebook Marketplace for 50 bucks. It's a Ryzen 5 3600X. You could also get the non-X model just because the performance gains are very minimal. If you could find a 3600X for the same price, about 50 bucks, then get that. But if not, just go with the 3600. Back to our board, let's talk about the RAM. We got our DDR4 Ballistics by Micron RAM. It's 3000 megahertz, 16 gigabytes, 2 sticks of 8 gigabytes. We got this for about 50 bucks, which is not bad considering the market right now. Now if you can find RAM for cheaper, it's definitely recommended to buy it for like 30-40 bucks, but everything's just starting to go up now. This is used RAM, but when I took it out of the box for the first time, it felt pretty new, so I'm not complaining. You could also see the damage of the clips on top, but still the RAM went in and there's no problem. We just have to make sure that we don't shake the board or anything like that. Prices have gone up for SSDs, so I just kept this SSD that I bought for 40 bucks back then, but you can't even find it on Amazon anymore, at least not the 512 gig version. So yeah, we got this pretty good write speeds. I'm just gonna put it here just to keep it quick. Back to our CPU. To cool this thing, we got the ID Cooling SE214XT ARGB CPU cooler with 4 heat pipes. It also has ARGB, so you can customize it as well. This was a pretty cheap cooler. I got it for about 20 bucks, and all I had to see through the reviews is that it could cool a 9800 X3D, so I just chose it. Installation was very easy. They give you instructions as well as all the necessary tools that you need to put it on. I recommend installing this before you put on the RAM, because the RAM and the fan go neck and neck. After installing your fan, you want to connect your CPU connector and also your ARGB connector. Now our GPU we got is a GTX 1070 Founders Edition. This thing has a base clock of 1506 MHz with boost clocks of 1683 MHz. Our memory is also 8 gigabytes of GDDR5. For our outputs, we have 3 display ports, 1 HDMI and 1 DVI-D. As for power, this thing's going to take 150 TDP and requires one 8-pin connector. And although this is an older card lacking features like ray tracing and DLSS, you can also use AMD, FSR, and frame generation, so it gives the card a little bit more life. To talk about where I got this from, well, this is another Facebook Marketplace find. I got this for about 50 bucks, which makes it a steal. Installation was very easy on this thing. It's just like any other GPU. The only thing I did notice was that it was missing some screws on the top, and also it was very dusty. faulty. I did end up cleaning most of the GPU inside, but there was one screw that just didn't want to budge, so I could not repaste it. Other than that, it was pretty simple. Really quick mention, to help us with our cable connections, we got this Asia Horse extension cable kit. I find these pretty reliable and I have used these in the past. The only thing I'm going to be using different is the combs. We're not going to be using the white ones that come with it. We're going to be using some black ones that I had laying around. It's time to put in our power supply. I actually had this out because I was working on a different project, but we're going to be using the same ASRock Challenger 650 watt power supply. Haven't had a problem with this. It's the CL650G and it's gold rated, so this is pretty decent. Last but not least, to connect our CMOS battery and also our remaining connections. To start off our benchmarks, we went ahead and did FORTNITE first. We got everything on low performance mode with far view distance. I actually ended up getting a dub for the first game since I haven't played in a while, and we got anywhere from 150 to 240 FPS. Second game we have is Cyberpunk 2077 at native resolution with medium to low settings. This game looks pretty good even on these settings. You're getting anywhere from 50 to 70 plus FPS depending on what area you're in. Now I personally play on these settings, or I do 1440p with FSR performance, same settings. You can most definitely benefit from a better CPU, even a better GPU. The Ryzen 5 3600 can actually even go up to a 6700 XT or 3070 or even newer, a 5060 to be paired with. Third game we have is Miles Morales. We have everything basically on low TAA native resolution 1080p, and on this game I was actually more satisfied compared to our Ryzen 5 2600 and 2060 build that we just built a month ago. Three things I want to point out is the stuttering issue was no longer there. We also had better FPS from 70 to 90ish FPS and even more in the mission areas like fighting Rhino. And lastly, the graphics quality, I looked at it about the same, but also if you guys are wanting to play this game, I recommend a 8GB card because we're on low settings and it's about 5GB worth of VRAM, almost 6 at that. For our fourth game, we have Silent Hill 2 with low settings, FSR not enabled at 1080p. Silent Hill 2 is one of those games that's very well unoptimized. You could get anywhere from 30 to 70ish FPS. It just really depends on the area you're in. You are limited as well because you only have native or FSR to work with. You cannot enable FSR frame generation with this setup. I did test this game on a regular Ryzen 5 3600 and a EVGA 1070, and it did about the same. It was having the same issues, stuttering and lower FPS numbers. High VRAM usage is also a problem in this game, so if you're getting a GPU for this, do not get a 6GB, minimum 8GB card. Our last game we have here to showcase is Hogwarts Legacy at 1080p TAA low with medium settings and 20 field of view. This game actually surprised me because I thought I was going to need upscaling in order to get over 60 FPS. In our test, we got around high 50s to about low 90s, even sometimes above that depending on what area you're in, especially in the school. And with medium settings, you're not sacrificing too much of the quality. It actually looked pretty decent in my opinion. Could this thing be a lot smoother? Yes, but for what we have, I mean, it's playable. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think about this PC. Was it worth it? I think the only thing I would change is the micro ATX motherboard inside, because it just looks too small and there's too much space under the GPU. Other than that though, I want to thank you guys for all the support. I couldn't get here without you guys, and we're almost at 400 subs, so let's go ahead, keep it up. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.